What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to CEO Prince Reactions, y'all. I know it's been a minute. It's been like a month, y'all, bro. I don't know. Do y'all want an explanation? I can give y'all the explanation if y'all want it. Just, go in the comment section. Let me know. Y'all want an explanation 2 hours ago. And also, I need you guys to also go to my other vlog channel, and I want you to go over there because I'll be dropping a video over there. But anyways, we back. You know what I'm saying? We trying to get to the grind, man. Look, we about to react to why Jay-Z verse on God Did was so, bro. It was the best verse of the year. You know what I'm saying? Like, so far, that was the best verse of the year. And a lot of people are debating about what he was talking about, what he mean by the verse and this and that. You know what I'm saying? When I took it a totally different way. Now, we about to listen to this on the news. You feel what I'm saying? Like, this is on the news. You feel what I'm saying? Like, MSNBC. You feel me? Nixon, Trump's failed drug war shedded an epic new Jay-Z hit. They talking about Jay-Z on the news, bro. What other rapper gets talked about on the news unless they killed somebody or did something, bro? Jay-Z is that man life is crazy, bro. Like, no, listen, let's just watch this video. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully y'all understand. So if y'all, I'm not here to promote no album or nothing, but God Did was pretty decent. Not one of my favorite albums. My favorite album of the year still is Brent Faiyaz. But that God Did with Jay-Z, Lil Wayne, Rick Ross, it was somebody else on there, but that was an amazing ass song. You feel what I'm saying? That 4 minutes of Jay-Z just spitting, crazy. You feel what I'm saying? But the price of fame on Brent Faiyaz, like, that shit going by. Anyway, bro, let's get right into the video, because I can talk about Brent all day. Brent, that nigga. But
now to our special report. Around the world, many nations face corruption. In the U.S.,
here we go.
elites often tell themselves a story about America being exceptional or superior to other nations, when the facts show there is American corruption in voting rights, criminal justice, housing policy, a political system that faces legal corruption with some of the most expensive campaigns in the world, and many critiques of U.S. foreign policy, which brings us to this 1996 exchange between Louis Farrakhan and CBS's Mike Wallace.
Oh, shit.
You go to Nigeria, which is, if not the most corrupt nation in Africa, and it is, it could be the most corrupt nation in the world.
35 years old. That's what that nation is. Now, here's America, 226 years old. 30 years ago, black folk got the right to vote. You're not in any moral position to tell anybody how corrupt they are. You should be quiet. When you have spilled the blood of human beings, as Nigeria dropped an atomic bomb and killed people in Hiroshima.
I ain't gonna lie. Let me tell y'all something, bro. Like, Louis Farrakhan, like, I don't know why, but black people like this, black people never take heed and listen to. They always think, oh, they're the devil, they not godly, they this, they that, they don't believe in Christ. But bro, like, listen to what these people actually saying, because it happens today. Like, people that goes against anything that we were traditionally raised up in, we're automatically a devil or a witch, or we going to hell, or this and that, and everybody always want to rephrase the Bible in an incorrect way and just think that we're some evil people because we don't believe the thing that we was raised to believe. I no longer believe a lot of the things that I was raised to believe. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm at peace with that. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of people aren't. Louis Farrakhan talking about this, 1996. I was probably 5 years old, 4 years old. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure nobody was listening like, oh, he's crazy. They were taking the white man's side. And I love white people, don't get me wrong, but a lot of the history of white people, bro, is wrong. Like, just keep it real.
In Nagasaki, have they killed off millions of Native Americans? How dare you put yourself in that position as a moral judge? I think you should keep quiet.
And you think of one more corrupt?
Yeah, I'm living in one. I'm living in one. I didn't mean to be so fired up.
No, that's good. That's good.
That's my passion.
Look, so nice, bro. Like, you really, like, nowadays, you really gotta, like, snap on niggas, bro. You really gotta snap on them and let them know, like, I ain't want to get like that, but you got me there. You got me there. Like, you gotta hold that. You got me there.
Ken was not correct about everything in his career, but those points resonated with many. as he dispatched the contradiction between America's reality and perhaps her selective vision of herself. Corruption just refers to fraudulent conduct by the powerful, which is pervasive across American history, especially in the long war on drugs.
Facts.
So remember that exchange. We will come back to it.
Facts.
In this report about the failed and often racist war on drugs.
Bro, I hope my mom and my dad, and I hope y'all watch this, man. I hope a lot of the people that raised me watch this, bro, because, you know what I'm saying, like, it's just that I don't know. Like, I feel like the generation before us still don't believe that this whole world is corrupt, especially the United States of America. But this shit is, like, y'all don't understand how really fucked deep down the hole of shit we in just by being alive in this state. Like, you really, like, bro, like,
which started so long ago. And we've covered this story many ways. Tonight, we're going to look at it through the life and poetry of an American who lived it and lived to tell about it. And he sure is telling. It's an American dream story, and you may know some of it, but you don't know all of it, especially since the story's not over. And a new installment just came out heading into this weekend, as Jay-Z uses an unusually long 4 minutes of straight poetry to tackle the drug war, business, discrimination, and perseverance.
Either of us to be where
poetry spoken over a beat in a song with other artists. And I think you'll see why it's poetry as we go through it now. Jay, also known as Hove, marveling how he went from poverty to $1 billion and touting how those others basically came from his same space or crib. Kanye, who worked with him as a producer and collaborator. Rihanna, who Jay signed early on, and LeBron, who's linked to Jay's Rock Nation company. So Jay's reference there technically is both the caveat, LeBron's done plenty on his own, and a double entendre for technical fouls in basketball. Jay opens there by asking forgiveness for making his first dollars off drugs, and notes he left that drug or dope game with his record clean, turning the cocaine into champagne.
Damn.
And that's a nod to how his ability to evade charges. A clean record gave him the lane to go from street coke to the good life of the champagne. It's also a play on how he makes money off records. His albums are now.
I believe if you black and you grew up in the hood, I'm gonna say 1 out of every 5 people sold drugs or try to sell drugs. Nah, like, I'm gonna keep it G. Yeah, like, I'm gonna say 1 out of 5 people sold drugs in the hood, bro.
Now, clean record since he left the street life, while the alchemy of turning illegal coke into legal bubbly sounds like a turn on Jesus turning water to wine.
Yeah, sure did.
And it is, because soon after Jay completes the parallel.
Jesus turned water to wine for Hove, it just took a stove.
But think about it. There's nothing automatically legitimate about wine or champagne. It was criminally punished during Prohibition, a policy that ultimately fueled gangs and violence and was the only constitutional amendment ever to be reversed because both parties determined that Prohibition was a messy failure. So politicians turned the up.
So wine used to be illegal and there used to be a war on wine, bro? Think about it, there was a war on wine. Y'all know how wine make you feel good, but
alcohol back to a legitimate business. A slippery spectrum, which Jay notes a few lines later in this poem, saying, breezy what the business is, we pushing Fenty like fentanyl, the ish is all legitimate, he was down 10 for this. And those lines quickly go from Prohibition to a war on street drugs associated with minorities, as mentioned earlier in this broadcast, to fentanyl, a huge driver of drug problems and deaths, which politicians do not treat criminally the same way they attack the drugs that Jay or others once sold. I can tell you corporations have made over $10 billion selling addictive painkillers legally.
Damn.
So that's a contrast. Jay also invokes the fellow billionaire Rihanna, citing her Fenty fashion line, noting everything they produce now, that they deal, if you will, as legitimate. And that other line I mentioned refers to E. Emery Jones. He's an associate who served roughly 10 years for a drug sentence and now works at Jay's company. Now look, Many listeners may not know his name, but the story is something so many communities know. It illustrates how hundreds of thousands of others are locked up for non-violent drug offenses. The data shows the drug war is discriminatory, that entire categories of drugs can be arbitrarily banned or allowed, often depending on who is really using them. That ranges from prohibition, like I mentioned, to the opioid abuse, which does not involve the same sentences dealt to black and brown Americans. Or marijuana, long classified as the most severe federal level, Schedule 1. But now, bet you've heard about this, marijuana has been shifted by politicians and voters to legal in 19 states and counting. But the warehousing of so many people for drugs that are right now illegal all over the nation, well, as a policy matter, it's absurd. Even before you get to race, It's also been documented as racist. Now, Jay did evade indictment for dealing illegal drugs. Now he gets paid for selling legal ones. He founded the upscale Monogram Marijuana Company, which is a play on the traditional term monogram, a reference to selling a gram. And this poem marvels about living on both sides of the law in one lifetime. As this law...
That's crazy. So Jay really lived on both. Like, he lived on the illegal side of selling it and the legal side, bro. Like, how, like, brother, that nigga, like, he done broke the matrix. You feel what I'm saying? Like, he done broke that bitch, dog. Like, he done cracked the code.
I want you to listen here. As
nigga cracked the code,
image
bro.
Of a monogram joint in his pocket, while actual monograms are often embroidered on the breast pocket. Jay invokes being a writer. He's careful with his sentences, or bars as lyrics are called, because he lives now the legitimate life. Writing sentences, not sentences. Rap bars, not jail bars. And those jail bars come from the draconian laws, so he will clash with those who make the laws, he says. He calls that clash by the slang term smoke, which is also a play on the smoke he now sells legally. It's deep. This is a kind of elevated prism for these issues. I can tell you, we've interviewed many lawmakers who don't come close to this level of nuance about drug policy, and it's arbitrary and pernicious.
What the hell is a draconian? Like, I don't... Law. We don't have to look that up.
Results. The same song then briefly explores how pain fuels growth.
All this pain from the outside inspired all this growth within. Some new planes getting broken in. Highest elevation of the self. Made around and gave the right wealth.
Now, those new planes could be just private jets. As Jay notes, you would need the right people to buy them, the right brothers with enough wealth, or a double entendre there apparently to the Wright brothers who invented plane travel. The same line cites another Jay business, the Paper Planes brand, which tees off a sort of childhood imagination when you fold a paper plane. Now, am I reaching? Well, art is always up for interpretation, but I could tell you Jay's longtime producer, Young Guru, decodes this part of the verse in a new video that was just posted online.
You gotta realize that everything being said here is a fact.
Right.
It's not aspirational no more. New planes getting broken in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's literally paper planes, right? The brand. So new clothes, like when you try new clothes, you breaking in your clothes. This man just ordered a new plane.
Oh my God.
But then it's new planes getting broken in, new levels of existence.
Yeah.
All right, so if you're counting, that's airplanes, the planes company, paper planes, and planes of existence. Quadruple entendre. This poetry, like other great art, takes more time to fully understand than it takes to just see or hear on a first glance.
Yo, bro. This nigga is cracking the code, fam. Like, Jay-Z is really like, he really done broke the whole game, bro. He really broke the whole entire game, bro. Like, this whole matrix, the whole system, he really telling y'all, like, look, the system is so messed up to the point where everything that you do illegally can be done legally also. You feel what I'm saying? Because I ain't gonna lie, like I'm keep it G. Like I feel like I don't even want to say this too loud, but the government is killing people too legally. I promise you, bro. I feel like they be knocking niggas off the map, bro. Cause you gotta understand how much money. Like you gotta understand the government needs money too. Like they use the same currency, but the thing is, you're in charge of the currency. Like if I have something you need, I'm in charge of the price. I'm in charge of everything that comes with getting it from me, so I can do whatever with it. You feel what I'm saying? So if I'm making messed up rules, you feel what I'm saying, and you over here trying to expose my rules. And I got all these people under those rules, and now you trying to, I gotta, you feel me? But it's crazy that Jay-Z doing it, living healthy, and I really don't think nobody's gonna really touch him. And I don't think nobody can touch him. And I feel like, you feel what I'm saying? I don't, like, y'all probably don't believe in that, bro, but I feel like he probably can change the laws, bro. I feel like he can change all the laws, because our laws are so messed up, bro. Like y'all don't understand how bad the laws are, bro. Like I'm 30. I'm about to be 31 next month, and like I done been in trouble with the law, and I can tell you the system is so messed up. Like just by being ignorant to it, don't make it right. Like you still like, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy.
And that is why many people say Jay remains the greatest of all time, known by the acronym GOAT. And by the end of this dense poetic verse, which just dropped on Friday, Jay admonishes his would-be judges or competitors as donkeys, a play on goat, but then makes a reference that takes us all the way back to where we began.
Each time we have a discussion, who the goat, you donkeys know this. Forgive me, that's my passion talking. Sometimes I feel like Farrakhan talking to Mike Wallace. I think y'all should keep quiet.
That's his passion talking. Jay invoking that classic moment we showed you to offset his own grandiose talk, asking forgiveness for being so strident even as he meant every word.
I ain't gonna lie, it'd be hard to ask for forgiveness, bro, because you be wanting to tee off and tell people straight up to their face the truth, but you know they're not gonna like it. But you so passionate about giving them the truth, bro, it comes off as like you being disrespectful. You feel what I'm saying? So sometimes you gotta apologize for that, bro. Like, you feel what I'm saying? You know you hurt the other person's feelings, and they had to take all that to the chin because they put their hands on you. Now I gotta bing bow. You feel me? But man, it's crazy.
But notice what else he's doing. Ending this poem just as he began it when he asked forgiveness for dealing drugs in his youth. And notice what else he's doing. The Farrakhan parallel can apply just to proclaiming himself the greatest. That would be like, I think, a literal reading. Or maybe it could apply all the way back to this entire poem about America's drug war and Jay's own path. Think about it. Decades in, this billionaire entrepreneur with proven success, measurable success in music, media, sports, business, law, and politics, still finds he must explain basic facts about American corruption and racism to elite and white society. And many leaders and people still don't see it or refuse to face it. That kind of entitled ignorance, which can cause real damage to real people's lives, well, that might raise your ire, might get your passion talking. And if the facts are talking, well, it's a good time for people to listen. Then listen again and make sure you got the point.
Hey, I couldn't have said it no better, fam. Hey, I appreciate that, cuz. You feel me? But look, man, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Make sure you like and make sure you leave a comment, bro. That just right there alone, he told you how great of a verse it was, bro. Like, that ain't even half. Like, I feel like it's so much more that went down that verse, bro. But that there alone was like goated. You feel me? We out.